All right. Thank you, everyone, again for joining me today. With me is a very special speaker and guest. I'm really excited to introduce her because I don't know about you, but being a mom, considering this is a Mama's Making Millions show, there are many challenges when it comes to being a mom and a business owner at the same time. So I have the honor to introduce you to this amazing lady. She is the founder of Angela Walker Coaching, a company that utilizes a holistic wellness approach to all things postpartum. She strives to help mamas overcome the challenges of growing their families. She believes that it is never too early or never too late to start building your village. Angela is on a mission to help empower you to take the charge and prepare for your own unique postpartum journey. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Angela Walker. Angela, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Dee Dee. It's such a pleasure to be here. You're doing wonderful things, and I am so happy to be a part of it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And already thanks for your time and contribution so far and in advance. So yeah, let's dive right in. This is so amazing and so interesting. Can you please share with us what is your story and what has inspired you to do what you do today?
Of course. Thank you. First and foremost, I always start by telling people that I am a mama myself. So I'm just like everyone else. The struggle is real. Grew a new meaning for me when I became a mom. And so please know that I can relate to anybody who comes in contact with me. And in order to fully understand where I've come from and my journey, I feel I'm going to start at the beginning. So I grew up small town Ohio around all of my friends and family. You know, the people that I went to kindergarten and preschool with were the people that I graduated high school with. And it was just everyone knew everyone, and it was this close knit community. And so that's all I knew. That's what I grew up with. And after college, I moved down here to the DMV, Washington, D.C. area. And I guess I just expected it to be like my small town Ohio. And more specifically, I was an elementary school teacher for many years. And once I became pregnant and had my daughter, I just kind of, I guess I just thought my community and my village would just appear out of thin air. And so I didn't do the work in advance. I didn't do any of that. I didn't line people up to help me. I just thought, because of what I saw growing up, I thought that that's how it would be here. Um, and I recall my parents came a week after she was born, and they stayed for approximately 3 days. They stayed in a hotel. They didn't stay here. My in-laws were less than helpful. They're in the area, but um, they have a different idea of what community means. So I fell into this deep, dark place. I had postpartum anxiety, OCD, depression, and I was very lost. I did not know where to go for help. I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. Um, and so it took, actually, fast forward 2 years after that. And that is when I realized I had hit rock bottom and I needed to do something to find some help. So I started looking, and it was like crickets. I mean, I know that times were changing. COVID was just starting, but I thought for sure that I would be able to find some support online even. And it came as quite a shock to me that it was impossible for me to find a community of moms. And I'll never forget, I found one, and it was local, and they were doing in person, and I was so excited. I was so thankful. And I was told that my daughter was too old for me to participate, because by that point she was 2 years old. So she was no longer a newborn. And they were catering to new parents. And I was like, I still don't know anything. I'm new. um, so that was very discouraging. And then I luckily came across this organization called Postpartum Support International, and they were able to help me find some local resources. And through my journey of healing, I then started volunteering for them because of how they helped me. And I just wanted to give back and I wanted to help other people in my position. So I did that for a few months. It was very satisfying, very rewarding. And then I discovered what a postpartum doula was. And Dee Dee, when I tell you, I think about how my life would have been had I had a postpartum doula, and I realize how different things could have been. So um, that led me to attend my trainings, start my certification, and I immediately started working in a doula agency in Washington, D.C. And um, it was great. I was helping moms. I was, doing what I wanted to do. And then I feel like as all entrepreneurs, I started to get that itch, that urge where I wanted to do more. And I couldn't in the capacity of the agency. And it was discouraging to me because I felt I could help these new moms much sooner,
Mhm.
like I'm talking months before they give birth, as opposed to boom, baby's here I am. So that got me started on my whole journey for this new business. And I I was tired of running into brick walls. And I knew that if I was struggling to find support, I knew that I wasn't the only one and that there were thousands, maybe millions of other moms who were also running into the same problems. So that is that is the basis of why I started my business.
Oh my goodness. So as you know, so many successful entrepreneurs started the business from necessity, meaning like they couldn't find it on the market, or they didn't find that support, or didn't have that support. So they just created that business to solve that problem. So if anything, definitely you're answering your calling. And I am so, I guess, in a way, delighted to know that there's such a thing, because honestly, I have two kids, and not into most recently, especially until my second born was struggling with sleep, was when I realized, wait the minute. There's such thing as a sleep consultant. Like someone's going to come and teach me and train me how I can put my kid down so they can sleep through the night. Like, are you serious? Because I was waking up 5 times a night to nurse him to fall back asleep. We had to hold him. So while he's sleeping, if we put him down, he's going to wake. He was waking up every time. So I mean, I my intention is to share that there's such a thing. There's like postpartum support and people who's going to teach you how to teach your kids how to sleep and all of the above. So, oh my goodness, thank
I'm
you.
I'm shaking my head because I was there too. I think the first 3 years of her life, we maybe got 2 full nights of sleep because it again, the struggle is real, and it was very disheartening because like you said, I didn't know what a sleep consultant was either. And then that led me to get my certification in it so that I can provide that support to people and families who don't have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and I can tell you this too, and I wanted to share, this is for all the moms who are listening, and especially all the working moms and all of you guys mamas, in business, is that there you can read all of the things. Like there's so much information online. I mean, you can Google anything and everything, you can YouTube everything these days, but there's nothing like having someone working with you. I'm speaking from my personal experience, because it's not the strategy or whatever you're being or what you're reading online does not apply to you, because your family situation is different, your kid personality is different, your lifestyle is different. So there is nothing like going to an expert that could actually help you with it. So I can ask you this question. So what is like the biggest challenge for new moms, that they should look out for? Let's say if this is especially first time moms, like what's the biggest thing that they should look out for?
A lot of things come to mind. I think that the biggest one that comes to mind is a trap that I fell into, and it goes right along with what you just said. The media, whether it's social media, the entertainment industry, they have put into our brains that moms should be a certain way and that postpartum should be a certain way and that we should look a certain way, we should feel a certain way, we should do certain things. And that is what I want to be here for. I often call myself, or I often say that I want to call myself the mama Google because I
Mm.
want moms to be able to come to me to get the relevant information, the true information, the facts, not what Hollywood or what leaders of our society and world think that we should know. It's all about getting getting the real, being real, and just having real expectations.
Yeah, no, I love that. And one of the honest things is like, I know that my show, this particular show especially, is to really teach women how to make a lot of money and etc. and things like that. Like, I want to have you on because having adequate amount of sleep and rest is crucial to a business. Again, from personal experience, I know I wasn't performing at my best. I know that I wasn't, doing what I'm supposed to be doing to take care of myself because I didn't have a choice. I was waking up that many times a day and at night. And so ultimately creating the space to let people know that there's support, there's help, and there's even a postpartum doula that who could help you with everything, anything that you need in terms of preparing for a family or raising a family or getting into parenthood or motherhood. So what would you say is, I guess, the practical step that a mom could take in ensuring that they have the community or the village behind them?
Start as soon as you find out you're pregnant. Don't wait, because I saw a TikTok where there was a mom who I believe her baby was maybe 2 days old or 2 days home from the hospital. And she was standing there and she was like, where's the village? Is it coming? Or how am I supposed to find it? And it was the most real and I laughed, but it was sad because that's our reality. So start as early as you can. I believe you can, as I said, you can never be too early, you can never be too late. So if you are close to having your baby, don't worry. Still start, in your neighborhood, in your community. And if I know with COVID times have changed, but there's this virtual community that you can have that honestly is just as powerful. You can have access to people 24 hours a day sometimes. You don't have to get dressed, get in the car, drive somewhere to have a community. You can come on with your I call it my messy mom bun. um, you know, PJs on the bottoms. It's just come as you are, but make sure that you are showing up because you don't want to wait until baby's there and think that you're going to have the energy to do it because like you said, sleep is few and far between when you have a newborn. And if you have the supports from the postpartum doula, the sleep consultants, it makes it a lot easier. It
Mhm.
really does make it a lot easier.
Amazing. That's great. Yep. So you hear it, ladies. Start as soon as possible. And even if this is not your first baby or your firstborn, it's never too late. Start now, right? Like setting up that system, setting up that support, and then really looking into ways to get yourself in the know, like part of the plan, so that way you're ready from when the baby comes.
I have
Amazing.
one thing to add. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a story, but a lot of information that goes with it. So my cousin is due to have her baby in October, and I was talking to her this summer, and I was like, "Listen, I saw your baby registry list, and this is her first baby." And I was like, there was a lot of unnecessary things on there. And she was like, listen, Ange, I didn't know what to do. I went to Amazon and they had a pre-filled in list for new moms. And she said, that's just what I set as my registry. And I love Amazon and I'm not bashing them, but it was junk. It was terrible. Like there were items on there that would not help her in the thick of things, to be quite honest. And so, luckily, she's family, so she has me. But what I like to recommend to expecting moms is you can put a postpartum doula on your registry. They make, gift certificates. Some postpartum doulas do gift certificates, but you can put that on your registry so that your friends and family can get that for you. And then when you start working with the postpartum doula, we can tell you the things that you're really going to need, that are really going to be useful. And we can say, yeah, no, I know you saw that on a blog and I know it looks fantastic, but that's not going to help you. And without that support, I'll say, I fell into that trap. Oh, this mom blog says that this was really helpful. I need to get that. It sat in our closet unopened for months and it was just wasted resources that could have been used to really help me through the process.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, that's a great example for it could be as small as even what is the list of baby supplies that you need?
Yes.
And you can be over order things that you really don't need unnecessarily. So, oh my gosh, that was so great. So, with that said, I know you seem like you're super passionate about what you do. You exactly know like how to lead a mom through her journey. So please share with the audience, how can they find you? Yeah, if you have any last minute wisdom for expecting moms, we would love it.
Of course. So you can find me on Facebook. I know I said social media can be not the right place for for new moms and information, but you can find me on there, Angela Walker. And on my page, you'll find a link to sleep recommendations, a chart, sleep by age, so what you can expect. You'll also be able to find some resources about useful items for postpartum, and then you can also see some inspiration. I feel like we need that as expectant and new moms. We need that inspiration. We need to know that we're not alone in this and that um, there is support there for us. So I would definitely some words of wisdom. And I'm going to say it again. I think I've said it like 4 times already. Do not wait. Line up the community, line up the resources, line up the support so that it's almost like you're front loading. So you're being proactive instead of reactive, because you won't benefit as much from it if you're in the panic mode of postpartum and you're trying to line up all of this. So just the earlier the better.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for all of that. Like I've learned so much about the real challenges at the same time. I don't feel as guilty for not knowing as much as I in my mind that I should know about when it comes to preparing for children. And yes, thank goodness for postpartum doulas like yourself out there. And thank you so much for your contribution and your time today, and who you are and what you do to make a difference in the lives of mamas, especially working mamas. And thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time, for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me. And I just want to also say that as moms, we have to stick together. We have to be there for each other, because if we're not there for each other, nobody will be. So I thank you, Dee Dee. You're a gem, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this wonderful empire that you're building. And I can't wait to see what's next.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Angela.
You're welcome. Thank you. Take care.
You too.